Just going to show you some clips of some towns we visited here in South Dakota when we were on vacation in western South Dakota, and more specifically southwestern South Dakota. So the towns I'm always interested in when we go on trips, because I like to see how things are laid out and the streetscape and what's interesting. And when you come to South Dakota, you're not going to see things that are too exciting. So our first town that we visited was Wall, where we went to Wall Drugs, and that is just not anything of a town really. It's Wall Drugs and just a little normal community around it. And then we stayed in Rapid City, but we weren't overly impressed with what we saw. I thought it would be more interesting. They have a lot of statues of presidents in the downtown, which I'll show in a separate video, which was the most interesting thing about Rapid City. And then when we were in and around the Black Hills, we went to the town of Custer, which is cute but a little touristy. Keystone, which is right by Mount Rushmore, and it's very touristy, and there's not really much of a town. It's just all geared towards tourism. And then we went down to Custer State Park and then Wind Cave National Park, and we came out the south end and we drove through hot springs. And unfortunately, I do not have any pictures of hot springs or video. We drove through it on our way back to Rapid City, and but what I saw of hot springs I found interesting. A lot of brown sandstone architecture. So it's not totally developed. It's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's a place I would go back to if I were in this area. I think it looks like it has some charm, and I would want to see more of hot springs. And then we also went to the two towns of Deadwood and Lead. And Deadwood, everybody's heard of because it had a show called Deadwood on HBO. I never saw the show, but a friend of mine was enamored with that show, and so we went to Deadwood, and it's like the Old West, but very touristy. And Lead is supposedly the non-touristy version of Deadwood, but it seemed pretty dead. But it's called Lead, not Lead. But it could be considered dead. I don't know. It was just sort of blah. And when we drove out to Devil's Tower National Monument in eastern Wyoming, we went through the towns of Sundance, which is not much, nothing going on, and then another town on our way back on this loop that looked okay, but it wasn't really worth stopping at. And then we came to the town of Belforche and drove around there looking for a restaurant. Just didn't find anything. Just wasn't happening enough. And some poor areas. And we wound up having dinner in Spearfish, which was nice, small, but it has a little bit of history to it. So, and then we drove back on Route 90 back to Rapid City, and we went by Sturgis. We didn't really see Sturgis, but that's where they have the motorcycle rally in August. So I'll show you some clips of the towns. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but just so you get a flavor of some of the towns. But if you're coming to South Dakota, I don't think you're coming here to see the towns so much as the natural beauty. So let's take a look at some of the different towns we visited. We are changing our plans, and we're going through Keystone, and we're going to see Mount Rushmore earlier than we thought we would. Very little, but very touristy town. The town of Custer has its moments. We're gonna have lunch here. It's just west of Custer State Park. And it's been raining, but the sun's out now. Just stopped raining. Busy little town.
He said his phone, my phone. He said, yeah, I'll see you now.
Deadwood. Some pretty significant buildings here for being out here in the middle of nowhere. What do you think, straight or left?
Your guess is as good as mine. I guess just drive around, babe.
Straight, I guess.
Oh, the historic Main Street's that way.
Oh, okay. This looks like the end. I guess there's Main Street here.
Big right, big left, I don't know.
Oh, it's very pretty. I think they have a reenactment of the
They have a lot of
shooting of Wild Bill Hickok like every hour.
Yeah.
The poor guy gets shot. The Franklin Hotel. Okay. Looking up the street of Deadwood. Very touristy, but nice architecture. This is Main Street. On a beautiful early June Saturday in Deadwood. While my wife is in there shopping, I'm just gonna shoot a little more of the downtown area here. No traffic, right in the middle of the street. Ian's gonna check out this store. Check out these buildings here outside, which I'm more interested in. 1904. The Franklin Hotel. They have like a live outdoor concert area here. I don't see a year on this building. Let's see what the lobby looks like. Well, here's the lobby. It's kind of taken over by a casino. It's the old train station. Across from Hickok's Hotel. Well, I guess you can't walk here, huh? Okay. Okay. All right, time to escape Deadwood. A Shriners Parade, which I overheard somebody say doesn't happen all the time. A little bit about the history. All right, that's the end of that parade. Alrighty. A cool statue with the networks